Um, Throughout the course, I think we've been learning a lot about teacher leadership, general school leadership, as well as coaching leadership in a sense. I think that from the beginning of the course, I was really, kind of open to the different structures for leadership in schools. For example, when Nemirsky was talking about that principals were more thought as more in a managerial role before in education, and not so much as an instructional leader. He argues that this has changed, but I definitely still see that in my own school. Like our principal works more about managing and micromanaging other teachers more than helping them become better instructionally, and I definitely see that as a problem because we have a lot of people in our group of teachers that would definitely benefit from more instructional coaching, more so than someone telling them where to put materials or what to do with this or what to do with this other kid, and that's something that I think we still need to work on. I think that in thinking about leadership too, I've done a lot of reflecting in my own leadership. Something that really struck out to me was the Hayes article, coaching in practice, and how creating rapport in coaching is very important. Respect, recognition, and reassurance. I definitely think those three things are key and fundamental in any coaching relationship. However, looking at my own personal experience, it's something that I have lacked. In our coaching, in our coaching and school community, I don't feel like there is enough respect to go around. Teachers are not recognized for great work, and you receive no reassurance. So I feel like a lot of times I am in my classroom, I happen to be doing good work, but I don't get any recognition for it. I don't get any reassurance like, oh, you're doing great, or you need to do this better. And it definitely causes a strain in, my coaching relationship with my educational leader per se, because I feel like they're not involved. They don't know what they're talking about. And whenever they do give me feedback, I've reflected on that it's not well received. Like I don't take it well because I feel like you don't recognize what I'm doing. And if I'm doing something great, you don't tell me. And if I'm doing something wrong, you don't tell me. So those pieces are missing from our relationship. And I definitely do see how then our relationship is not as fruitful or beneficial as it could be. I've also done a lot of reflecting about my own worth ethic and how I, work in the school setting. The DeForest article about working together only if you want to really struck a chord with me because I'm definitely like a loner teacher. I'm definitely like a person who has reached a certain amount of success working on her own, and I don't, I know what I'm supposed to do. I know what I want to do, and I know how to get results. So I don't necessarily feel like it's a good use of my time to sit around a room with a bunch of other people who I find don't know what they're doing and just take up more of my time, asking me for advice and using me for my knowledge than what I get out of that situation. So I'd rather just work by myself, get my work done, and at a quicker pace. DeForest says that it's better to work together and having, a professional collaborative community or whatnot, basically more, two heads are better than one theory kind of, but I completely disagree. I think that every time I collaborate with people, it's just a major waste of my time. And I tried, after reading some of those articles in class, I tried to be more open to collaborating, and I just found that in my current community, it's just a really big waste of time. I don't get anything out of it in return. This semester, I've also done a lot of reflecting on my coaching style. When we talked about low will, high skill, and what your primary will driver is. My will driver is mastery and, recognition. I want to work and be the best at what I can do. And I think when I coach people, I think and I work under that kind of thinking. But, I think this semester I was really opened my eyes to the fact that different people have different will drives, and that you have to work with their will drives, right, to get them to do what you need them to do. Not necessarily what drives you is not going to be what drives them. And then also, like, reflecting on my patience with people. Like, I think a lot of times if I see someone who has, like, high skill or low will, I just completely write them off, and I, work on my mental models as, when I see someone with low will, I think, like, oh, they're lazy, they don't want to be here, they don't care about the kids, and I, start climbing this ladder of influence, and that definitely has a negative effect on my coaching ability with them. So I've done a lot of reflection on that. I think overall this semester has been very eye-opening for me. It's been a very, caused a lot of reflections in myself, in my own work ethic, how I interact with other teachers, and then also reflecting on leadership, and how leadership works and the best examples of leadership. And I was able to, like, kind of look at the leadership in my school with a more critical eye. My school leader is definitely one of those school leaders who's always on the dance floor making decisions instead of being on the balcony and taking the whole school into account or the big picture. And I think that has affected the way I interact with her. So now when I want something done or I want to approach her, I look at her with that lens and realize that she's only going to make decisions if something is in her face or coming from someone that, like, is part of her little crew of people. So I try to reach her that way. And actually that's been working out, which is kind of sad. But all in all, I think the semester has just been really eye-opening for me. And caused me to reflect a lot on my leadership style, my coaching style, and also the leadership that I've experienced in my school.